Hello, and welcome to an impromptu episode of Partially Scientific. I'm PJ Rollins. I am by myself this week, and today we're going to be covering what I like to call the OG fake news. This OG fake news comes from a story that I first heard online about 9 months ago. It went something along the lines of back in 1983, the astronauts of Skylab 4, America's first space station, were fed up with their over-scheduled work schedule. They were just not feeling it, and they decided to send a message down to mission control, turn off their radios, and spend a day lounging around in space. When I first heard this, I was absolutely intrigued. I was super pumped to hear the super kooky sort of space story, and being a space nerd, I really wanted to look into this as much as possible and work it into my history IA. When I began my investigation for my history IA, however, I found that every news article that told the story of the mutiny on Skylab 4 had no sources cited. It just linked itself over to other news articles, and it was almost a circular citing of sources. I knew then something was up. It was at that point I stumbled upon a blog where the blog was called This Space Available, and they had a series on debunking space myths. Of course, I was a bit bummed out when they saw that they did an article on the Skylab 4 mutiny, because I really wanted it to be true. I thought it'd be a really awesome sort of story about how people kind of fought the bureaucracy of NASA and made it a little bit better for the astronauts. But being a wonderful IB student, I decided to embark on a journey of truth-seeking and figure out what exactly went down on Skylab 4. From there, I realized that there weren't many sources available to discover what exactly happened, so I spent a few days perusing the internet looking for the mission transcripts of the Skylab 4 mission. I finally stumbled upon somebody who was kind enough to upload every single day of transcript from every single method of communication between the Skylab 4 crew and the ground crew. This was an 84-day mission with communication almost 24/7. So each PDF file had about 700 pages. Now, from the news stories I had heard, they had all cited that the mutiny, as it was called, happened somewhere around New Year's. So that narrowed down my scope of where I needed to look. So I ended up eventually finding the right PDF document and scrolling through there until I found the exchange of words between Commander Pogue of Skylab 4 and Story Musgrave, who went on to later be a astronaut on the Hubble Space Repair Crew. So the entire conversation went something along the lines of, yes, we got your message yesterday, we understand, here's our fixes to your schedule. You're just going to have less physical exercise, and you're going to have some quiet time where we, Mission Control, aren't bugging you at an hour as the day starts and an hour as the day ends. It was not the radios turned off, full-on mutiny that it had been called, where the astronauts just sort of threw caution to the wind and took over a space station. I was, of course, pretty bummed about this, but I figured it's better to just sort of look into the truth than just accept what you're given without any sources. So that's kind of the story of the original fake news. If you want to read more about it, my history IA is on this. I'm currently editing it because Mr. Robinson gave me a sharp dose of reality in the fact that I was too lazy to pile together a bibliography when I myself based my entire claim off of people not citing sources. This has been an impromptu episode of Casually Explained. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.